All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang. Thank you so much for tapping in. I hope you're all having the most incredible best day ever. I am Uncle Makara, all relations. This is my office. It's my happiness studio. And I'm here to talk about psychic attacks today. How do you avoid these random psychic attacks that come at you? Obviously, I'm a big target. I talk about a lot of occult topics and different things that may upset others, they might trigger others. So I'm not unknown towards psychic attacks. Psychic attacks have happened to me and my loved ones quite a lot. And I really want you guys to understand something before we go a layer deeper into this. And that is, how do you ground yourself and how do you give yourself the sovereignty and the alignment when someone is throwing shade at you, right? When they're throwing negativity. Hey, getting rid of a toxic person is an absolute victory, okay? So don't second guess yourself when you have to, cut someone out of your life. Because the thing about it is, you need to be very energetically aware, okay? Now, let me just quickly share this with the tribe before we get too deep and I forget. Okay. By the way, if you're not a part of the tribe yet, we have a Telegram group that alerts you when I'm going live, as well as lots of resources and different things that we post on there. So tap in. Okay. If you can tap in, tap in. All right. And of course, if you're more interested in a nuanced approach and you want to coach with me or train with me, then you would probably want to join ADAPTS program where I and myself and Ryan G, we give you two-on-one, one-on-one support. Okay. So very, very key and crucial that if you are kind of second guessing yourself right now, you're not really sure how to crystallize your spiritual journey, you're feeling a little bit like stuck, in your ways. Been there, done that. Okay. We eat problems for breakfast. So come on over, primalsutramysteryschool.com. Real easy. Okay. And tap into becoming an adept. There's like someone, there's like this mom dragging this kid. What the hell is she doing? Anyway, random. This is the issue with having a glasses thing. You can just see everybody and they're nonsense. All right, so psychic attacks are very, very key in terms of understanding on the spiritual path because it is a byproduct of you going on these higher rendition journeys of yourself where you're finally letting go of the ego. And we're going to talk about soul tantrums as well. Very, very powerful. Okay. So without further ado, let's get tapped in. Let's see who is here. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So let's tap in, guys. I hope you're having an incredible day. Remember, your growth exposes their stagnation. Okay. So this means that every time that you make an approach to being disciplined, improving your life, you're doing great things, there's going to be resistance, there's going to be backlash because it triggers people's shadows. You're going to trigger the undisciplined people. You're going to trigger people who are still stuck and in their stagnation. Of course, right? I seemingly have everything I want in this lifetime, but I had to build it. It didn't come to me naturally to just fall on my lap, right? My luck was created through my work ethic. And I kept going, going, going. You guys know my work ethic. Every single day I make videos, right? No questions asked. Today I'm actually going to drop a Sabbath Shaman subliminal for you guys too, okay? It's going to be very, very powerful. It's like a crackling jungle noises, just very chill. And it has affirmations in it too, so very, very powerful, okay? So we're going to tap into that. That's going to be very, very epic. But basically, what I'm saying is that's why people are flinching around you. It's not that you're too loud or, it's not that your evolution is slowing down or something. It's that your evolution echoes inside their cages, right? So every step you take out of mediocrity becomes a mirror to them. And people don't like mirrors when they're hiding from themselves. So they didn't really attack you. You just changed. And your change threatened their excuses. Okay. Undressed their comfort, called their bluff, as you'd say. So they'll call you arrogant for being confident. They'll call you fake for being free. They'll call your peace a delusional peace because they've been worshiping struggle for so long. They're still stuck in that hustle mentality, the grind don't ever stop, that mentality, right? Which is actually leading to a burnout possession, right? Type of energy that they're tapping into so these lower entities can feed off of. Because they forgot what ease even feels like, or relaxation, bliss even feels like. But remember, you weren't put here on this planet to be easily digestible and, formulaic. You were sent here to disrupt the sleepwalkers, to make still waters ripple, correct? To awaken what's been suppressed in the silence. Who's watching, man? Come on now. Make yourself known. There's no hiding in this pantheon, okay? What's going on? Who's here? Who's live? Tap in. If your light makes them squint, shine harder. If your elevation makes them retreat, fly further. Because the same ones that are mocking you to this day might one day whisper, man, I wish I had the courage to do what they did. Wish I had the cojones, right? To actually step in and be a pioneer, a spiritual pioneer in this building, right? Not just a lost, whimsical, guru avatar rather than an actual outlaw king. Okay. Some of you are feeling this. You're resonating with these codes. Because the same ones that are mocking you, they don't understand you. Get this. They don't understand you. If they were to really understand, it wouldn't even cross their mind, you see? So you're too busy becoming to explain to the stagnant what it means to move. So the first thing that I want to talk about, especially in terms of psychic attack, okay? Tap into this. Hey, Mathis is here. Good. All right, brother. Let's make this a good one. Ask me some good questions. Tap in. Let's make this interactive. The number one thing is don't make the psychic attack special. The more you believe that you're being attacked because you're the chosen one, because you are like some kind of a really important person, the more that you're magnetizing interference, right? So the truth is, if you're radiating light, you're going to stir the shadows. But you can't romanticize it. That's the thing, right? You're not cursed, you're just calibrating. Second, become more than you've ever been before. Because most attacks don't enter, they're actually echoes, they're ripples. So what they're attacking is usually just a distorted version of you. It's not the real you, right? It's a version of you they're attacking that's not integrated yet. They're just echoes. So the strongest protection isn't like a visualize a white light bubble. It's raw authenticity and emotional coherence. Number three, stay out of neurotic loop patterns. If you're asking, was that my guide or a false light entity? Was that fear mine or was this the collective fear seeping in? You're already leaking your chi. because of those questions. Learn to feel before your mind analyzes, right? Stillness becomes your firewall then, okay? Number four, build your inner signal, not just shield. Protection isn't passive. It's not about hiding under a dome or something, okay? It's about radiating a frequency that is so clear, so attuned that the parasites can't even find an entry point. So your signal, your broadcast becomes your sword. Number five, close the loops. Before I sleep at night, I close down my chakras like buttons. When I wake up, okay, light them up. Light them up, on fire. Okay, I light them up. Visualize a mirror orb around me because then it's just automatic return to sender. So very, very powerful technique there that you can use if you're going out in public places. Just imagine a mirror orb around you, and that way, whoever makes comments about you, it'll just hit them back. Okay, it'll just go boing, boing. Okay, so understand you got to close the loops. Okay, psychic attacks only land when you've got unresolved soul contracts, trauma bonds, weird karmic kinks going on, still looping in the background. So you need closure. Okay, you don't need a sage stick necessarily. You need closure. You need to close the loops of the mind. They're bringing you into a weird state of mind, a frantic state of mind. And so you're wanting to calm that down, correct? But if we close the loop, if we add the full stop, like this is what it means, let me move forward. This is what it means to me for now. Let me move forward. Let me not ruminate on this annoying thought forever. Say what wasn't said. Forgive what still stings you, and seal the breaches, right? Notice where are the places that there's these leaks of energy, right? From time to time, it's also sent to test if I really do the inner work. That's a blessing in disguise then. Hey, we have my clone Sumed. What's up? I'm very vigilant when in public, and it's very exhausting. Hmm, I see. Don't avoid visibility, right, guys? Visibility can attract noise. However, the fear of being seen is a bigger cage than any attack because the matrix doesn't fear your success. It fears your understanding, your coherence, your connectedness. So show up, but show up responsibly, right? Be mindful of false light seduction, right? False light isn't darkness in disguise. It's perfection that's pretending to be purity. It'll tell you to bypass anger, suppress your edges, and smile through the sabotage. But real light could get loud, gritty, and unapologetically real. Some of us know, okay? And you got to learn this like spiritual jujitsu. You don't just block energy, you transmute energy, right? You turn projections into clarity, fear into focus, curses into curriculum. You turn attacks into activations. When someone comes at you, you ask, what unclaimed part of me is this targeting? Then you go and claim it. Okay? That's the real reason that it showed up. So keep your energy field very integrated, okay? Not just high vibe, because high vibe is not safe, okay? High vibe is okay. It protects you from some of these lower beings because they get the ick from the heart chakra energy and so forth and the love and light. However, coherence does not equal perfection. When you stay safe, when your inner world is in a union, is in unity, not denial, okay? I noticed that Ryan G, he has more of a lower chakra dominance. I have a higher chakra dominance. We're talking about this a little bit, right? Too many tasks open, some spam virus advertisements, and you go close this, close that. Yeah, yeah, basically like that. Exactly, exactly. So I want to bring up some other factors that may play into this, but they're not as important. Number one, I want to talk a little bit about psychosis because psychosis is identity destabilization, and it's not just mental illness, right? What's happening is there's a refiguring of consciousness happening. Of course, Carl Jung, he called it a better word. He called it metanoia, which is the melting of the psyche for a higher reason. So that's a better word than psychosis, because psychosis brings in all these psychological, it's like a psychological jargon, right? So the mystic and the psychotic enter the same waters, right? Joseph Campbell. The mystic swims, the psychotic drowns, the same waters. True awakening is destabilizing because it unveils deeper bodies, right? Mental, emotional, astral, that the ego was never even prepared for, right? So active imagination is voluntarily navigating through this kind of madness, right? And the veil of logic that helps us survive, when the veil tears, we realize we are hallucinations with order. Mysticism is all about changing your internal radio dial so that altered states are not escapism, they're almost like a spiritual bandwidth expansion. Okay. So, of course, there's thought forms too. So, thought forms in the mental body are geometric vibrational data clusters that are shaping your aura. So, your beliefs create these resonance contracts with astral beings, soul groups, timelines, and so forth. And you are not a single self. You're nested in this Russian doll of like egos, archetypes, guides, astral affiliations. Okay. So once you shift your affinity, your resonance, then you shift the entire spiritual ecosystem of yours. Okay. 12, 12, cold shower plus 10 times breath. Thank you for showing up daily. I have to go. Have a fantastic day. Upward spiral, gang. Let's get it. Upward spiral. Go tap in, Mathis. You got this. Watch the replay. The void and the solar plexus reconfiguration. So this morning is very interesting. Hanuman's energy, it's shown up in a form that I hadn't seen before as Hanubairava. And this is like an energy that shows up when you're really tapping into your devotion. And I've been tapping into my devotion ever since getting up this month. I've just been so pure vessel clean. Everything has been solid, everything has been stacking one after another after another. So this energy showed up, right? And this morning I was so lazy, I didn't want to go to the gym. I was like, whatever. I felt this like deep soul tantrum, similarly to Ryan G, similarly probably to LA, similarly to any other people on the, Primal Sutra nexus and the squad, the elites, the adepts, so forth. So this Hanuman and Bhairava's energy merged into one archetype, right, with the five heads. And just show you an imagery so you guys can get like a understanding of the vibration of this being. It's a very wrathful being, but okay. Right. So something like that. You get what I'm saying? So this type of energy showed up this morning for me. And I understood emptiness after awakening isn't a failure. It's your solar plexus or will rebooting. Okay. You're not unmotivated, you're decalcifying your old missions and you're reorienting it towards your truth. So the solution is fiction, art, right brain activity, and no pressure creativities, right? This allows your willpower to return authentically to you. This is why creativity has been so important in terms of my life, guys, right? Ever since I was a child, I was hyper creative, just creating nonstop. The will gives direction only when it's not pressured into faking some alignment, right? If I was sitting here faking towards you guys and trying to appear cool in a suit, it wouldn't give off the same vibration as how I'm speaking right now. You guys get this? So imposter syndrome, when people say I have imposter syndrome, that's actually a spiritual tool. Because if you're deeply sincere, imposter syndrome is a sign, it's a sign that you're evolving. So it's not a block, it's a checkpoint that's asking, Are you putting your unique energy signature on your insights? So stop regurgitating and transmute your insights into gnosis. That's how your voice can become medicine. Okay. There was this topic of miasms that also came up. So miasms are basically ancestral energetic debris or like karmic codes that come from bloodline trauma. We had a prayer yesterday that we tapped into. It was very, very powerful. A lot of the adepts, they tapped in. It was very a huge shift for us, I think, as adepts, because that really helped us to drop all of those Masonic ties and all those dark affiliations that we may not have known that we had, right? And so this is really, really key and important. So as you awaken, your body lags behind your consciousness, and that's going to be normal. You may even experience dis-ease, not because of failure, but because you're morphing the resonance field of your lineage. Okay. So spiritual ailments are multidimensional. Never judge the body for needing time. Never judge the body for needing time. Okay, guys? Hold on 1 second. All right, cool. So can you guys hear me, by the way? Is the sound clear? Sounds good? Yeah. All right. So the astral plane and deja vu. Deja vu is timelines merging, as I've understood it very recently. Okay. But each occurrence that happens is going to be very unique. Like everyone wears a band-aid for different reasons. All right, guys. All right, so these are some final mystic keys for you guys. We are hallucinations veiled by logic, right? The ego is just stable madness, if you can think of it like this. Your awakening is not a breakdown. It is your psychic upgrade that's happening. So hesitation or doubting yourself or not understanding yourself enough can actually be seen as a sacred pause, but don't overuse it to avoid action. That's the only nuance that I would tell you. So as a peak performance shaman, you got to understand sometimes the missing piece comes through the leap. Okay. So don't wait for permission. Okay. Mystics don't wait. We alchemize. Okay. High and lows of consciousness are just feedback loops, right? Peak experiences aren't the prize. They're almost like the preview of the movie. They're like the movie trailer, right? So when you go high, you rebound low, not because you're failing, but because your body isn't calibrated to stay there on the high yet. It's not a glitch, it's just gravitational tension in your nervous system, right? Rewiring for ascension. You touched the stars and cried when you fell back to earth. Did you remember that your lungs need oxygen too? The fall isn't regression, it's landing, integration, landing the plane, right? God doesn't just bless you with bliss. He asks you, can you hold bliss without breaking? Okay. So then there's this other idea of synthetic timelines and organic timelines, right? Reality is multidimensional, and your choices will tune the dial. So you can live on a synthetic, manipulated, artificial, control grid timeline right next to someone who has a very regenerative, free will based organic flow habit, right? These timelines can live simultaneously. So Earth is a multidimensional food court of timelines, okay? You think you're woke, but you're still eating microwave karma off of a synthetic tray. Okay. So switch timelines, not gurus. Pour your power where resonance lives, not where it leaks. That's what I would say in terms of that. Okay. And illness or this psychic attack or whatever can be part of your upgrade because transmutation isn't healing, it's mutation through fire. You're not just clearing the junk, right? You're rewriting light codes to your bones, to your body, to your blood vessels, and so forth, right? So this is why it's really, really important to consider that if your body is aching, that means your soul is coding. I notice a lot of people who are experiencing body stiffness or body stress right now, chronic pain, uh, is the chrysalis of the new template. Remember, right now on this planet, right? The shifts that are happening. Okay. You're not weird for feeling this way. You're biohacking in divine code. So you can call it illness or sickness if you want, but I call it a cellular prophecy because you got to be able to use it. Even the virus is a teacher, right? As I said. So if you were born into programming, most of your thoughts are not even yours, right? So psychic commands sometimes become the spiritual malware, the spyware, right? That's there. And spiritual sovereignty means you learn to clear the karmic code embedded by media, school, trauma, entities, etc., etc. Okay. Now, you think free will is clicking accept cookies on your soul contract? Wake up. Okay. You're in a dream where the ads are thinking for you, the memes are thinking for you. Cut the cords. Forget brain rot. This is about brain nourishment, right? Rewrite the code. Be the antivirus that your ancestors prayed for. Okay. If I'm a part of a system, I might as well be a holy virus, right? I don't want to be a part of this system. Witch wounds or warrior wounds aren't memories, they're frequency locks. So if you're scared to speak or launch or to shine something, it's because your aura still remembers that. You know, you fought in a war, your warrior just, you remember the burning at the stake. Antidote isn't more healing, it's you taking more bold action, more choices to align you into massive alignment. Okay. You weren't killed for your magic, you were killed for daring to cut it out loud. So nowadays, you speak, you cast, you launch, you be loud with your light. The only fire that burns you now is the one you refuse to light, that you refuse to ignite. Okay? Chakras can be organic, but they're also hijackable. They're ancient portals of life force, unless you're plugged into the matrix with no awareness, of course. But when activated consciously, they unlock multidimensional bodies. When they're passive, they're not spinning. This is why we say spin it to win it, right? Like a game show, right? Spin it to win it. Spin your chakras. Okay. Get the energy flowing through them. Okay. When they're passive, they siphon energy to synthetic systems, okay, that are keeping us in the lower chakras, right? So this is really key and important for us to understand, guys. Your chakras aren't just jewelry and bling. Stop wearing them like accessories. They're engines, they're gateways, they're stargates. So you got to learn to run them or you get run by them. Energy doesn't care about your beliefs. Energy will just follow your will. Okay. And if you align your will with God's will, now we're getting somewhere, right? Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Cook to cooking. Okay. So free will versus illusion. Okay. So the war on free will is a real psyop, man. If your consciousness cannot choose, you've already lost. Okay. So the louder people scream, look at this stuff happening on the world scale, it's all scripted anyway, the more afraid that you are of remembering your authorship, correct? So my understanding is the Makara does not fear rebellion, it fears someone stagnating. The Matrix doesn't fear rebellion, it fears authors. So stop quoting fate like it's scripture. You are the pen, you are the publisher, you are the director, you are the plot twist. Now write. Okay. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. So myself and Ryan G experienced today something that I call a soul tantrum, or the Nexus calls a soul tantrum. What exactly is a soul tantrum? Okay, we know what a temper tantrum is, but a soul tantrum may not be in your vocabulary, right? So this is why I'm going to give you this perspective. A soul tantrum is when your higher self is pulling you forward and your human self is kicking and screaming. I don't want to do it. No, I don't want. It's too hard. I don't. It's too difficult. I can't really do this. I'm not good enough. I can't. That's the soul tantrum. You know you're outgrowing your old story. You feel the expansion calling to you. But what part of you wants to slam the door, crawl under the covers, and cry, "Why is this happening to me? Why?" It's not immaturity, it's initiation. So here's how to deal with your soul tantrums. Number one, you witness the wine without worshiping it. Don't shame yourself for freaking out, but don't believe every sob story that your mind spins either. The tantrum is just noise, it's not true, right? So let it burn out like a storm, not become your identity. Number two, feel the roots, not just the reactions. What do I mean by this? The panic, sadness, rage, they're echoes of old wounds, correct? Flaring up as you start shifting timelines. And you might ask, what is that really about? Right? What's up, Ryan G? So you might ask, what is this really about? And you will find it's usually about buried fears, unmet needs, or a subconscious fear of being so money that you don't even know it, of being super powerful, right? Number three is stop trying to make it look pretty. Growth is going to be messy, snotty, guttural, sweat, tears, let yourself ugly cry, scream into pillows, journal curses, dance it out. Don't edit yourself for Instagram. Okay? Your soul doesn't need a filter. It just needs a release. Just needs a release. Just needs letting go. So don't confuse regression with reboot. You're not going backwards. You're shedding layers that no longer fit. So what often feels like chaos is actually calibration happening, right? So the tantrum is a sign that the old system cannot handle the next level's voltage, right? So you got to speak to your soul like a parent, not like a prison guard. Self-compassion is the key, right? Like a loving father speak to you. I hear you. Listen, son, I know this hurts, but we're safe. We're evolving. We're not stuck. We're just warming up. We're stretching. Okay. So the soul tantrum isn't failure. It's a sacred friction, sacred resistance, right? You're birthing a new self. And just like any birth, as we know, right? God gave women the curse of childbirth, the pain of that, right? Because of Adam's, because, she talked to the serpent and whatever, right? That's why women have pain nowadays, okay? Um, for childbirth or whatever. But there's blood, there's breath, there's breaking. But what is on the other side? A new life. It's kicking and screaming, but hey, that's power, that's alignment, that's freedom. Okay? Breathe, let the tantrum rage, and then walk through the ashes. Okay? So let's start talking about psychic attacks. Okay, this ain't no Harry Potter nonsense, right? This is actually focused energy. So any focused energy, conscious or unconscious, that's meant to mess with your vibe is a psychic attack. Okay? Thought plus intention equals impact. Correct? So if I have a nasty thought about somebody else, I'm just psychically attacking them. That's the entire formula. Okay? So most people get played because they don't understand that. They think it's spooky. Newsflash, it's not supernatural, it's psychological warfare through the astral. Okay? And guess what? 99% of it isn't like a ritual. It's just haters. Haters with wounded egos and sharp tongues. Okay? You can only get attacked if your frequency lets it in, period. Right? You only get attacked if your frequency lets it in. So Here are some symptoms to watch out for if you're being psychically attacked. Number one, chronic fatigue for no clear reason. Nightmares or weird ass dreams involving someone very specific. Feeling watched, touched, or drained. Hearing thoughts or voices that are not yours. Emotional outbursts or intrusive negative thoughts. Back to back to back bad luck, sickness, coincidences. Okay, negative coincidences. Could be psychic, could be stress, but if your soul knows it's off, you better trust that signal. Okay. So what's the root cause of psychic attack? Unfortunately, it's us. It's you. It's me. Yeah. It's not because we're weak, but because we're resonating with the unhealed pain that they're mirroring. Jealousy, rage, abandonment, powerlessness. They're all vibrational magnets, not because you're a victim. You're broadcasting a beacon. So if someone's attacking you, it's because you're holding on to trauma that says, I deserve this attack. I deserve to be treated like this, right? And the attacker, they're just as broken, right? They see your light and it blinds them. So their trauma lashes out. So here's the thing. If you want to stop this, do the following. Number one, heal your trauma, okay? This is what we help you do in Primal Sutra. Don't spiritual band-aid it, process through it. Shadow work isn't a vibe, it's a necessity, okay? Own your frequency. Number two, stop playing defense. Stop playing defense. Protection rituals without self-awareness is just confirming you're a victim. Empowerment dissolves threats. So choose the most empowering storyline that you want this to go, and the psychic attack seems tiny, like a flea compared to that, right? Your own purpose, come on now. That's a flea, right? That's not gonna bring you towards some great epiphany or something like this. It's only weird if you make it. Yeah. It's the seventh day and it's close to midnight. Yeah. Dang. Okay. So learn the mirror rule. Everyone that you see is a reflection. Even the ones that are trying to hex you, especially them, is still a reflection. So visualize like a savage. Pure liquid white light, sacred fire, violet flames, doesn't matter. See yourself purified, whole, and in command. And if you want to correct your relationship with somebody, you see them at their best self. You see them glowing around their friends, very happy, in a warm sense of their beingness, and you wish them the best. That's it. Right? All right, cool. I see them like that. Cool. Even if they're not like that, don't matter. Don't matter. Okay. Cleanse your space. Smudge with white sage, use black tourmaline, pyrite, whatever, right? Moldavite, if you're really intense, like a P. Kirkwood. Okay. Clear the field daily. No excuses. Okay. No excuses. Create a psychic firewall. Use the deities and the spirit guides that you work with. If you do not know how to do this, obviously join our pathway. Okay. Breathe deep, drop in and say, I return all energy that is not mine. Gratitude with grace. I reclaim all parts of me. I command full alignment now. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. Okay. Whenever you speak, you use your voice to establish what that attack is meaning to you, right? So you're using the concept. Every attack is an invitation to upgrade your self-concept. So if you want to be unbothered, then you got to become that version of you that cannot be shaken by someone's negative perception of you being pointed in your direction, right? Because your aura is going to pick it up kind of naturally. But if you're not in alignment, and if you're still afraid, you're not in alignment, right? So true alignment makes you invisible to low vibe chaos. You cannot be hexed if you're not even playing their game. You get what I'm saying? So the bottom line is psychic attack is the universe poking your unhealed wounds through someone else's projections. This is wild, right? It's blowing my mind, but this is really what it is. And this is what the Nexus has told me that it is. So don't react, transmute it. Don't defend, integrate. Become so whole, so complete just by yourself, right? that you radiate this immunity. They're not enemies. They're echoes of your own forgotten fragments, like a past version of you or something, right? Asking to be remembered. I see you, little guy, right? You're all good. Now you walk tall. You're not just protected, you're untouchable. This is Primal Sutra, this is spiritual elite. No fear, no fluff, just pure sovereignty. Pure sovereignty. All right. Guys, do we have any questions around psychic attacks? Anything that's coming up at all? I'm going to end it soon. Okay. Let me know. Let me know. Is there anything at all that we can talk about related to this topic of psychic attacks? Let me know. What's coming up for you? Okay. Oops, just close the live chat 1 second. All right. Nope, no questions. Okay, cool. So that's it, man. That's it. And again, I will show you the power of this Savage Shaman Subliminal. I'm just going to drop it after this. And a lot of people have just been asking me the same question. It's like, why have I been feeling so exhausting lately? Return to sender around these attacks. Yeah, return to sender is good. It's like I was talking in the beginning, Ryan G, about the mirror orb visualization, where you just imagine you have a mirror around you when you go into public space or different domains or places like your workplace or whatever. And whatever comments that hits them, it fires back at them, right? So there's a lot of return to sender. Of course, we have protective aura frequencies and all this kind of stuff too. That's definitely beneficial and helpful. But yeah, return to sender basically is the best way to do it. Imagine like a it's like an orb, like a disco ball that's around you of mirrors, right? So they try to hit you like, oh, look at that guy trying to be somebody. Who the fuck does he think he? Who the fuck do I think I am? Right? That's how it's going to affect them. So they're going to make the judgment, and then it's going to right? Three fingers pointing back, right? So that they're going to cast the judgment, cast the spell, boom, going to bounce back. And that's the kind of energetics that we want to maintain. So work on your own mind heart coherence, because that's really going to put you into your most optimum state, right? If you're feeling cranky, tired, it's not really going to help when you're tapping into that field, right? Hold on 1 second. All right. So thank you so much for tapping in, guys. I hope that this helps you today. And I hope that you have a proper game plan now that you understand what psychic attacks really are. If they are really your unhealed wounds, that's like, if and you look at it like, okay, this is the area that I need to work on, right? So I see a lot of different people who come to see me and coach with me and train with me and so forth. And a lot of the times I'll get couple sessions or people, struggling in relationships and things like, whoa, there's lots of pros in the sky that I just saw. Um, so you guys might see him as well in the background, maybe. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the couple sessions, right? So what I've noticed is that in a lot of relationships, the focus is on red flags, not green flags. If somebody is observing the green flags, that's what's going to grow. Energy grows, retention flows, right? And if you focus on all the red flag, of course, a red flag is like a solid, strong boundary. It's not like an orange flag, right? A lot of people treat red flags like orange flags. Okay. That's an issue. Okay. That's a big issue because a red flag is meant to be, okay. Transaction canceled, right? Card has been declined. That is a red flag. It's been declined. That's a no-no. An orange flag is kind of like, okay, we can work around this. We can find a solution, right? It's going to work out. It's not a big deal, right? That's an orange flag. A green flag is absolutely yes, I want this. This nourishes me. This nourishes my brain, heart, mind, gut, spirit, balls, ovaries, right? Everything. This nourishes me. So this is what we want to build right now. Coherence, nourishment, feeling your best, performing your best, right? We are flow state Jedis. We are the gray mages. Thank you so much for tapping in. I hope you have the most best day ever, man. Let's get it. Upward spiral gang. May the flow be with you. Hey, stuff is not shelf help. It's soul help. Okay. We got this. Upward spiral gang. Hey, hi love. I'm just about to end it. Thank you for tapping in last minute. Catch the replay if you can, babe. And yeah, peace out, guys. Much love. Let's say, let's get it.